And so the homework review, this is a marker that has seen better days, I see. Let's try another one. Homework review. And this is the homework review really for sections 5.1 to 5.4, but really it focuses on what we did in section 5.4. So this is really, and this is the only part of the of chapter 5 that I really consider to be something that you would that I would like to test on. Okay, so here we go. So this is on problem 106. And problem 1B. So the problem is 10 to the negative 2 equals 0.01. And then the question was simply write in logarithmic form. So it's now in exponential form, and we want to get it in logarithmic form. So all we have to do is write this as a log. Now the base is 10. The number is 0.01, and the exponent is negative 2. And in fact, in this particular case, since the base is 10, you don't really need that. You could just write log 0.01 equals negative 2. And that would be it. So either one of these is correct, but the more correct one is this one. This is the one that we use in mathematics. We don't really use this one with the 10, because it's assumed that if the base is 10, then we leave it out. Okay, so that's problem 1B. Stop me at any time if you have a question. Problem 1E, 10 to the third equals 1,000. Again, since the base is 10, we could say that the log of 1,000 is equal to 3. That's it. So that was, pretty straightforward, but there will be questions on the exam related to this. And then we go down to problem 2B. So let's go down here. And you are given that the log of 64 to the base 2. See, then, if the base is not a 10, but a number, it has to go there, obviously. So that's what you're given. And, the question is expressed in exponential form, which means that it's going to be the base to the exponent is equal to the number. And you could check these. I mean, I'm not asking you to check that 10 to the negative 2 is equal to 0.01. But if you wanted to do a little extra work, you could, check it. Obviously, it's going to be a fraction. So this one would be, for example, 1 over 10 to the second. And 10 to the second is 1 over 100, and that's equal to 0.01. So, but none of these are asking you to test to make sure it works. Like 2 to the 6th power, we don't have to check that 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 64. If you wanted to, you could do that. But with calculators nowadays and stuff like that, it's not necessary. But you could do 4 times 4 times 4, and this would be 16, and this would be therefore 64. So that's something you could do. I want to get rid of this though. It's going to take up space that I really need, so I don't want to really focus on that right now. Okay. And the next problem is on same page, log to the base 3, And this is problem 1H. Log to the base 3 of 27 is equal to 3. And again, the base to the exponent equals the number. And again, 3 times 3 times 3 is equal to 27. That's easy to check because 3 times 3 is 9 and 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, then there were two problems at the bottom, which were good problems, but they were a little more difficult. And not only a little more difficult, but problems we didn't do in class. This is problem 3B, 3B. So this is a little more challenging. The log to the base 5 of x is equal to -3. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is convert this into exponential form. So this would become 5 to the -3 equals x, and you are required to find the value of x. So you have to do this calculation. Of course, anything to a negative exponent simply means that it's a fraction. And 5 to the third power, you'd have to figure that out. Or you could use a calculator, I suppose, and do, let's see if I can do this now. 1 divided by 5 to the third, 1 divided by 5 to the third power. This comes out right? No, totally wrong. 1/5 to the third power. I would do this problem by simply saying, what's 5 to the third power? 5, and then the upside down v to the third power equals 125. And then just stick a 1 on top of it. That's the fastest way to do it, really. And I think what I had left out was a parentheses. In other words, if I had put 1 divided by parentheses 5 to the third. No. Let me go backwards on this thing. Oh, too late. I went back to 1 divided by 5 to the. This is not working out at all. You know something? No, it came up as an error. This is the best way to do it. Just do 5 to the third, and then 1 over because it's a negative. So that's the answer to B. And now we look at problem D. We're going to be doing a lot of equations today, so this is kind of helpful to kind of get into the mode of thinking. The log to the base x of 1/25 is equal to 2. Okay, so change this to exponential form. This is x to the second is equal to 1/25. And the question is, you could either try to do this just by saying, well, what makes sense here? What number to the second power is equal to 1/25? And, you could just kind of imagine what that would look like. But the way they want you to do this, I think, is to probably do something like this. And probably not even that, probably they would want you to not even put the negative there. They would want you to just keep this as 1/5 to the second power, you see? So, and the answer would be, well, if something is being raised to the second power and it winds up being 1/5 to the second power, then obviously x is equal to 1/5. And that would be the answer. And, the check is simple. That would simply be 1/5 squared, which is equal to 1/5 times 1/5, which is equal to 1/25. Okay, so that's that. We're gonna be doing more of these today in class. That's it. That's all the homework I gave you. And I didn't want to give you a lot of homework for the simple reason that I wanted you to start preparing for the exam by doing the practice test and looking at it at least. And I don't know how many people actually did that, but that was it. All right, so that's the homework review.